Hey everybody, this is Dream, and today we have a 7-game slate that starts at 6 p.m. today. So do keep in mind it starts a little earlier than most slate. Thank you guys for liking, commenting, subscribing. It really does help the channel. We have several injuries here to report on. It's actually a pretty extensive report for a 7-game slate. Most teams seem to have some guys out, so let's go ahead and get started on that. The Hornets have Ball out. For the Nets, Simmons is out. For the Trailblazers, Nurkic, Simmons, and Winslow is out. For the Magic, Franz Wagner and Gary Harris are both questionable. For the Spurs, Keldon Johnson's questionable, Jones is doubtful, Branham is questionable, Langford is doubtful, and McDermott is questionable. For the Rockets, Tate is questionable. For the Jazz, Markkanen and Sexton are out. For the Thunder, Pokusevski and Kenrich Williams are out. For the Celtics, Brogdon is questionable and Robert Williams is out. For the Bucks, Giannis is questionable and Middleton is doubtful. For the Wizards, Kuzma, Abadija, and Gafford are all questionable. For the Grizzlies, Morant, Adams, Brooks, and Clark are all out. And for the Clippers, Zubac is questionable and Powell is out. So lots of injuries, and there might be some more information to pop up later. But with that said, let's get into the players I do like today. I have 3 guys that I think are core plays right now. These are subject to change. The top one will not change, being Tyus Jones, who will start for the Grizzlies with Morant being out for a few games. His price is extremely cheap. He is a absolute must play on the slate. He's been really good when Morant doesn't play. He has big time upside, and he'll be, if he isn't 100% owned, then whoever doesn't use him is silly. There's just no downside to using him just about. So then we're going to look at Cam Johnson here. Now Cam Johnson has been playing really well since he joined Brooklyn, and he's carved out a really good role. And as long as Simmons is out, he seems to be a really safe play kind of. His price has come up slightly, but he's in a pretty good spot, and he's played it well. He's also got a nice matchup here against Charlotte, who doesn't really play defense. So overall, he just looks like a really solid play on the slate. And then Walker Kessler, who's played extremely well lately, his price has come up some. He's played really well. You do have to keep in mind he does have that really silly low floor, but he's played well enough, and he's got guys out for the Jazz, which kind of solidifies his minutes, especially with Markkanen out. I almost pick Kelly Olynyk here as well. I'm going to talk about him. He's also been playing pretty well lately. His price has come up a little bit as well, but he is a pretty good play on the slate. He's almost a must play, but I didn't use him as a core play just because his price has come up enough. But he should get more minutes and usage today with the injuries to the team. We're also going to look at Cole Anthony for the Orlando Magic. He's played really well lately. He's had a couple of floor games, but for the most part, he's been getting over 20 fantasy points, and as long as he's under 4,500 dollars, he seems too much of a good play to ignore. He does come off the bench sometimes, so do keep that in mind. But he does have some nice upside today. Terry Eisen for Houston also looks very interesting. He's been playing really well lately. He does have a very low floor, but he's been playing more minutes lately, and he's been playing at a high level, and he's been scoring points and even getting good rebounds and stuff like that. So, and even a couple blocks in some games. So I think he's in a good position here. He does have a bit more risk than some of the other options available, but he is a value play if you want to pay up for some of the other players on the slate like Giannis or Tatum. So then we're going to look at Marcus Smart. This is kind of depending on Brogdon. If Brogdon is out, then Marcus Smart would definitely look interesting here. But he'll look interesting anyway. If Smart was out, then that will actually boost White as well. But Smart's been playing pretty well lately, and I think he's in a pretty good spot here against the Knicks, who he's been good against. I like the matchup, and I like him as well. Shai Alexander looks like a very interesting play today. It looks like he's going to be back to playing. If he does play, then we do want to make sure that he is not on a minutes limit, but we will have to make sure closer to the matchup when they announce that. But he's been absolutely really good against Utah in his career, and this is another situation where he should be able to dominate if he plays a full complement of minutes. Just make sure he's completely healthy here. I'm also going to mention Giannis, who is questionable today. If he does play, he will be a great option on the slate in a plus matchup against the Wizards, especially if they have guys out. The risk there, though, is obviously the short the fact that it could be a blowout, I should say. So, with that said, guys, thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. Let me get in team picks real quick. I have Portland over Orlando. I have Brooklyn over Charlotte. I have Utah over Oklahoma City. If Shea Alexander is limited, but if he's not limited, then I would take Oklahoma City over Utah. For the Houston game, I have Houston over San Antonio. I have the Knicks over Boston. I have the Milwaukee Bucks over Wizards, and I have the Clippers over the Grizzlies. So, again, thank you guys for liking, commenting, subscribing, and have a nice day, guys.